What if I told you that one of the most powerful kings in all of human history married his own daughter? Not in secret, not behind closed palace doors, but openly, boldly, even ceremonially, as a matter of royal duty and divine law. This isn't a legend whispered through crumbling scrolls or a tabloid twist on ancient lore. This is historical fact, etched in stone by the hands of his own scribes, immortalized in temples that still stand today. The man at the heart of this story is none other than Ramesses the Second, often called Ramesses the Great, a figure so mighty that his name became synonymous with divine kingship itself. He wasn't just a pharaoh, he was the pharaoh, the template of god-king ambition, a living deity who bent history to his will. His reign lasted 66 years, longer than most of his enemies even lived. He was crowned in his 20s and ruled until the astonishing age of 90. During that time, he transformed Egypt into a superpower, fought in some of the most legendary battles of the ancient world, oversaw a golden age of wealth, peace, and construction, and fathered over 100 children. But amid the colossal statues, sprawling temples, and endless legacy, there lies a far more controversial chapter. Ramesses the Second married his own daughter, and possibly more than one. Why? Was it madness? Was it lust? Or was it something far more calculated, a divine strategy to preserve the sacred bloodline of the gods? Because in the world of ancient Egypt, the pharaoh was not just a ruler, he was believed to be a living god, the earthly embodiment of Horus, and marriages within the royal family weren't just accepted, they were expected. This video will take you deep into the world of ancient dynasties, divine propaganda, and imperial ambition. We'll explore the shocking marriage alliances Ramesses II forged within his own bloodline, and uncover how his family became both his kingdom and his legacy. From his early days as a battle-hardened prince to the thunderous chariots of the Battle of Kadesh, from his sacred union with the legendary queen Nebatawi, to the daughters he crowned as queens and possibly took as wives, this is a story that challenges everything you thought you knew about kings, gods, and the lines they dared to cross. Bintonath stands as the most definitively documented case of Ramesses II marrying one of his daughters. She was his eldest daughter, born to Queen Nofret, one of Ramesses's principal wives. Her name, meaning daughter of Anath, a warrior goddess from the Levant, was fitting for someone of royal prominence. She was not only highly visible in the historical record, but was publicly honored with the title Great Royal Wife, a rank reserved for queens of the highest status. Numerous temple reliefs, statues, and inscriptions portray Bintonath standing beside Ramesses, dressed in full queenly regalia. She is depicted on the facade of Abu Simbel at the Ramesseum and on a variety of stelae throughout Egypt. Most scholars agree that this was a real marriage, likely both political and religious in nature. In ancient Egypt, particularly within the royal family, incestuous unions were not considered taboo but rather divine. Pharaohs were considered living gods, sons of Ra or Horus, and marrying a daughter was seen as mirroring the divine unions of gods like Osiris and Isis. In Bintonath's case, the union was probably intended to secure dynastic continuity, bolster Ramesses' divine legitimacy, and perhaps even consolidate power within the family during his incredibly long reign. Another daughter, believed to have become one of Ramesses II's wives, is Tammen, whose name means beloved of Amun. Like Bintonath, Tammen carried the prestigious title of Great Royal Wife, a designation far beyond that of a typical daughter or priestess. She is often depicted as queen in temple scenes, including those at Luxor, Abu Simbel, and the Ramesseum. Tammen's maternal lineage is a topic of debate. Some scholars believe she may have been a daughter of Queen Nebatawi, Ramesses' most beloved and honored consort, while others suggest Incest Nofret. Regardless, her elevation to queenly status is clear. Meritamen's marriage to Ramesses, like Bintonath's, was likely strategic, used to reinforce internal royal unity during a reign that spanned over 6 decades. At the time, many of Ramesses' earlier wives and sons had died, making it necessary for him to promote remaining daughters into more prominent roles. There is less direct evidence of an intimate relationship between Ramesses and Tammen, so historians often view this marriage as symbolic or ceremonial, though still powerful in political terms. It was likely conducted under the banner of religion and tradition, not romantic love. Then there's Nebatawi, another daughter of Ramesses II, who is believed to have been elevated to the status of queen and quite possibly became his consort. Her name translates as Lady of the Two Lands, which reflects a royal title used in association with the pharaoh's sovereignty over both Upper and Lower Egypt. Nebatawi is portrayed on statues wearing the vulture crown, a symbol typically reserved for queens. Her depiction as a royal wife strongly implies she held an official status far beyond that of an ordinary royal daughter. Though not as thoroughly documented as Bintonath or Meritamen, Nebatawi's queenly iconography suggests she too may have been ceremonially married to her father later in his reign. It's important to note that Ramesses II reigned for over 66 years, making him the longest reigning pharaoh in history. By the time he was in his 70s and 80s, many of his contemporaries, including earlier wives and sons, had died. In this context, promoting daughters into queenly roles may have been both a religious duty and a political necessity, ensuring the public continued to see Ramesses as the powerful center of the divine state. The fourth daughter, often floated in speculation, is Henutawi, a lesser-known figure among Ramesses' extensive family. Her name means Mistress of the Two Lands, and while she is mentioned in some inscriptions, there is no definitive evidence that she was ever made a royal wife. Some scholars speculate that she may have served as a priestess or ceremonial figure during temple rituals, roles that often blurred the lines between religion and royalty in ancient Egypt. However, unlike Bintonath, Meritamen and Nebatawi, there are no images of Henutawi wearing queenly regalia or holding the title of Great Royal Wife. Most Egyptologists do not include her in the list of daughters Ramesses married. To the modern eye, the idea of marrying one's daughter is deeply disturbing, but in ancient Egypt, the pharaoh was not just a political ruler. He was considered a living god, the earthly embodiment of Horus or Ra. His actions were divine by nature, and he was expected to emulate the mythological order of the cosmos. In Egyptian mythology, gods frequently married their sisters or daughters. Osiris married Isis, and their son Horus was the product of that union. By marrying his daughters, Ramesses was not acting as a mere man, but as a divine being, continuing a cosmic tradition. These marriages were likely non-sexual and ceremonial, serving religious, political and dynastic purposes more than personal ones. They also helped Ramesses consolidate power during an incredibly long and complex reign. As his older queens and sons passed away, daughters who were already trained in court protocol and temple rituals became the most logical choice for high-status roles within the royal family structure. In total, Ramesses II is believed to have fathered over 100 children, at least 50 sons and 50 daughters. His massive family filled Egypt's palaces, temples and tombs. Many of his daughters served as singers, priestesses or ceremonial consorts, helping maintain the religious and political framework that supported the pharaoh's divine image. So, did Ramesses II marry one daughter or more? The evidence suggests that he definitely married Bintonath, very likely married Meritamen and Nebatawi, and possibly elevated Henutawi to some ceremonial position, though not a full marriage. Whether symbolic, political, or dynastic, these unions were all part of a broader strategy to preserve divine rule control royal succession, and maintain Egypt's cosmic order under his nearly godlike reign.